Hello, my name is Kimberly Lonis. I'm doing my critical assignment for LAE4416. This is part 2 of the critical assignments, and this would be my third center activity for the story Duck for President. This would be center 3, so this would be the higher achieving students, the third level of the class. First thing they would do when they open up their little Ziploc baggies would see the clearly printed instructions. This is for first grade, so we still want to use pictures to correlate what we are expecting them to do and instructions for them to refer back to and make sure that they are on the right track. The first activity at this center would be a fill in the story map worksheet. Now, being level 3, I would expect, instead of the cut and paste that we were doing for the lower levels, we are expecting them to be able to write the words. Each station would have a copy of the story for them to reference to and be able to write the characters, the setting, the story, events, and the ending of the story. And that would be done independently. However, I do encourage that if they have questions, for them to ask a group or team member before raising their hands. The second activity would be a vocabulary activity. I picked 3 words from the story, and I went ahead and made a little activity sheet for them to use. They would describe it. They could either use the classroom dictionary or use words of their own of what they think, and then they get to draw a little picture describing the word that they are defining. The third activity would be for them to use their book journal, which would be like a little composition journal used by the students. And they would be able to answer one of the questions on the colorful index cards I have in this activity. They get to choose 1, 2, or 3. And these are a little higher level thinking questions, like why did Duck decide to campaign for a new job? Did Duck jobs get bigger or smaller each time he was voted into an office? And when did Duck work the hardest? Now, they would have to write at least 5 sentences along whichever question they choose to write about. I give them the freedom to pick which question. That way they feel like they have a little bit of a choice in their writings, and if they feel a little more indulged to pick or write about one topic opposed to another, it gives them that freedom. Now, this lesson would be for first graders, of course, and it would correlate with the standards LAFS 1.RL.1.1, ask and answer questions about key details in the text. And also the vocabulary section would correlate with standard LAFS 1.L.3.4, determine or clarify the meaning of unknown and multiple meaning words and phrases based on grade 1 reading and content. As far as strategies that go along with this lesson, I think out of the strategy options available on the website provided, the number 32, which was described as making plausible inferences, predictions, or interpretations. This would be done in their freestyle writing in their book journal, where they're able to look beyond the facts to see what they think the facts would imply other than what is written down per se in the story. And I think that is it for, I also have the rubric in which we would be assessing each of these depending on how I feel they scored on the worksheets and how many they got correct on the worksheets and things like that. And that would be for center learning level number 3 for Duck for President.